Yesterday, I promised you we'd look at a game that's better than Silent Assault, and today is that day, viewers. Because it was yesterday I told you about today. I am Athena. They call me the goddess of wisdom, but I have grown weary of my dull life in the castle. The fantasy world beyond the castle walls beckons to me. Strange and fearsome creatures will attack me at every turn, but I will find weapons along the way. A ball and chain, a bow and arrow, or a mighty sword will be my defense. In the fantasy world, I can put on wings and take to the sky, or become a mermaid to explore the ocean depths. There, the goddess of wisdom can become the princess of victory. Can't tell you how many times I've thought those exact things about myself, viewers. This is Athena from Micronix and SNK, originally released for the arcade and brought to us on the NES in 1987. It was later ported to the NES, as we just talked about, by Micronix. So it was produced and published solely for the arcade by SNK. There were also conversions done for the game for the ZX Spectrum, the Commodore 64, and the Amstrad CPC. All of those done by Ocean Software under their Imagine label. Good old Ocean. However, only the NES version was released for North America homes until the PlayStation Network saw release of the arcade original in 2011. The game's protagonist, Princess Athena, has gone on to appear in later fighting games by SNK as a secret character, or assistant to her descendant, Athena Asamiya, a frequent main character in those games. Athena was a young, headstrong princess of the heavenly kingdom of victory. She was bored of the monotonous daily life in the palace and desired exciting adventures. One day she opened the door which shouldn't be opened, that's what it's called, in the basement of Castle Victory, said to lead to a savage and deadly place. As she dared cross the doorway, it caused her to fall from the sky to another realm called Fantasy World, which was dominated by the evil Emperor Dante. After her flowing dress was lost while catching the wind for a fall, the perilous adventure of Princess Athena began as she landed in a wilderness overrun by beast-like warriors and more dangers than she could ever wish for. She readied to fight for her life and arm herself. No choice other than to face the ruthless Dante and every obstacle on the way to free this kingdom and make it back alive to her own. After Athena defeats Dante, it begins anew in the sequel Athena Full Throttle, in which the princess, again bored, opens the door which shouldn't be opened B. That's what it's called. Disregarding her loyal maid Helen's advice, they both fall to the Elysium world where they face off against other villains. Many of the game's elements are inspired by Greek mythology or ancient Roman culture, such as weapons, equipment, items, and enemy designs. Princess Athena herself is named after Athena. Wow, who'd have thought? Upon landing, unarmed and mostly nude, I don't write them, I just read them. The princess only has her kicks to fend off approaching monsters, but she may collect dead enemies' various weapons, and also has a chance to find shields, headgear, and armor to cover her body. However, these will be lost after withstanding some attacks. Her journey requires leaping and climbing as well as fighting through the land's 8 hazardous worlds, each leading up to an oversized enemy that must be dealt with before proceeding to the next area. The use of certain weapons, such as a hammer, allows Athena to break through stone blocks, sometimes revealing not only armor, but magic items, such as Mercury's sandals that, when worn, allow her to make great leaps. The game features certain RPG elements to complement the platform action. Princess Athena has to defeat enemies such as the final boss by using various mythological weapons, items, and equipment. Without some of these items, you cannot make it through the adventure. Aside from a psycho soldier, introducing her modern-day descendant, Princess Athena faded out of SNK's spotlight until 14 years later, when she appeared as Athena, a special helper in King of Fighters 2000. Afterwards, she becomes a secret boss in the Dream Match game SNK vs. Capcom SVC Chaos as an angelic being guarding the entrance to the Heaven World, which is patterned after the stages from her video game. By contrast, the Capcom character, the Red Armorer, as the other secret boss, guards the entrance to Hell World. That's the Gargoyle from Gargoyle's Quest. Due to her defeat caused by the player's character in SVC Chaos, she is sent to the human world for further training through the fighting tournament hosted by the organization Juarez. In SNK's next Dream Match game, Neo Geo Battle Coliseum, she is a playable hidden character. Although NGBC, Neo Geo Battle Coliseum, gives exhaustive background stories to every character, it is not a canonical continuation to any other character or any of the original games. Aside from the above titles, she appears in SNK vs. Capcom Card Fighters Clash, the trading card game series, as an SNK character card or as an action counter card. And in the final Days of Memory game, she makes a cameo as the foreign cousin of Athena Asamiya. This game, I think a friend of mine had this game when I was little, because I know I've played it before. The controls are a bit weird, the sounds aren't great, but you know what? It's a lot better than Silent Assault, and it's a lot better than the game we're going to look at tomorrow.